20.
L'chaim.
19 is
L'chaim. Get the place blasters out of the freezer. No, they've been in the freezer for 2 hours.
29 or so?
They might have blasted already. Get it out of the. It's there. No,
Division. I mean,
you're gonna go home tonight. I'm gonna have someone buy his problems. You're just gonna walk away from this and leave the mess here.
And it's response to 2 guys in Iraq that both wanted to So Churchill and Lawrence cut the transport off against the international.
Yes, Shatner. That's right. It was Yaakov Shatner.
Cut a piece off.
Okay.
Gave 77% of the land to Arab Palestine.
All right, here, give me one.
The same brothers.
Amazing King.
L'chaim.
The President Hussein's grandfather.
I don't think it's a kosher.
You kidding?
No, it's an illegal thing to do. And then they wanted to accept. And then in 1947, when they came up with the plan, they wouldn't even allow a little piece to produce. Sure.
Okay.
It's a ballot, and now it's the same thing. They go like 2-state plan. I don't get it. I don't get it.
All right, Rabbi Isai.
Hashem, you see Hashem's hand. If they had said, yeah, okay, fine, accept it. We'll do it. There would have been no Jews. They would have more Arabs, and they would have lost it.
That's it.
Because they decided not to. That's why we have Israel.
They didn't want to do the Jews, the boycotted all.
All right, Rabbi Isai. All right, we'll get started. Barry. All right, well, a little bit. Just we won't overdo it. Listen, I promise. Listen. All right, the Minchas Chinuch assumes that the Mechias Amalek is just not Lemaisa Bizman Hazeh, because the Rambam says black and white in Parakeh Hilchos Malachim, Legabe, the din of killing out the 7 nations that occupy Eretz Yisroel Kvar Ovad Zichram. They're already pre-abolished because Sancherib came and mixed up all the nations. They've intermarried. They don't exist anymore. They're done. Now the Rambam doesn't write that when he says in the next halacha that it's a mitzvah to be moicha Amalek, and it's also a mitzvah to remember in order that we should be moicha him. The Rambam doesn't make mention of that, but the Minchas Chinuch says, what's the chiluk? If the Shiva Amamin have already intermarried and it's called that they are obliterated because of their intermarriage, Huadin Nami, it should be the same thing by Amalek. And that's what he names on Dover Pashat. Ishtamite, the Minchas Chinuch didn't see a certain Rambam in the Sefer HaMitzvahs. The Rambam actually in the Sefer HaMitzvah is Mitzvah Aseh Reish Ches. Not Reish Ches, excuse me. Mitzvah Aseh Kuf Pei Zayin. Hushvan Lag Shivas Amamin. Right? Shem Shor Shvar V'Yisrael Marishon. The reason why we have to kill them out is because they're the ones who propagated the idea of Avodah Zarah, these 7 nations. So now the Rambam says like this: V'ulai yachshov achoshev shezot mitzvah noegos l'doros achrei sheshivas amin kvar avdu. Right. So now someone may attack me for counting this as a mitzvah saseh, that I am violating one of my principles that I lay out in the beginning of the Sefer Mitzvahs, that a mitzvah that's eina noeg l'doros is not to be counted. And seemingly this mitzvah of Kriyat Shivas is not eina noeg l'doros because it doesn't apply anymore. So why am I counting as a mitzvah saseh? That's what someone may ask on me. Right? Why am I counting a mitzvah that's not for all generations? Because it doesn't apply Bizman Hazeh.
Same kasha by Amalek. You should have asked the same kasha.
Oh, no. Heshi, let the Rambam talk. That someone who would ask this question did not understand what I meant when I said only a mitzvah that's for all generations is to be counted. He didn't understand what I meant by that principle. Right? If a mitzvah is to accomplish a certain objective, let's say you reach that objective ahead of time, but the mitzvah itself was never time bound. Mitzvah was forever, but there's to accomplish certain objective, like making all these 7 nations dead, right? Right? But the mitzvah itself was never time bound, but just you might have achieved that objective before the end of time. You managed to get it done before the year 6000, before the world goes kaboom, right? So that's not called that chisoron of eino noeg l'doros because you finished early, right? Because mitzvah is never time bound. Right? Meaning the mitzvah really was noheg in every generation when applicable, when the Shivas Amim are around, right? So you kill them. It was never, the mitzvah was never set for a specific length of time. It was for whenever they're around. We were zocha to finish early, but it's noheg l'doros, and that's why I'm counting it. And listen to what he adds. Ha-tachshov, do you think? When God will finally obliterate the Zera of Amalek, it should be b'mheira b'yameinu. Right? Like God promised us, He will ultimately do one day. You think because that's it's not l'doros. Zelo yoyamar avonot b'chol davar dor calls man shenimtza mizrak amok michol achrisai. Right, it's noig in every door. Every time you find an Amaleki, you gotta kill him. Chelak shemam le'avdom tzivu yitztavbo v'mechamas mitzvah v'tzurbo l'chatit achrem v'dom b'chol dor ad shichlu v'lo yisharem ish v'chein sinu ad shetam v'nechrasu b'mei dom v'nitpazra shar v'nitarbu b'umas ashol ben shar. Same thing with the Shivas Amin. We have to search after him in every generation, and we were zeicha. We searched after him. We sought out and destroyed, and whatever was. Yes, by the Shivas Amin. Right, we're zeicha. Right, that we finished. Right, all right, because that's what finished off what was ever's left. So we finished early. Right. Right, so so there's just that, even though we finished early, but it was never time bound. But he did, b'mesiach lefi tumo, he stooped in. Do you think that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu will finally be Makayim the Haftacha of Timcha Zecher Amalek, it should be b'mheira b'yameinu, right? That's Eino Noeg L'Doros about it. Just like Amalek, it's, even though we hope it'll happen sooner rather than later, so Hu Adin Nami, right, the Shivas Amin, where it already happened. So it's a Mefurish Rambam, that he said b'mesiach lefi tumai, right, that Amalek is still out there, right?
Something says in philosophy it's not a person or not an
What's that? Right? Yeah, we're waiting for it. Amalek is still out there. So no. So the question is. So we prove from this Rambam Mamish, not like the Minchas Chinuch, right? Amalek is still out there. Oh wow!
Beautiful timing. I'm impressed.
Yeah, wow.
That was great. I don't know how you did that. That was you get these people. Awesome.
A couple of Amalekis just kicking dust.
Anyway.
So who are they going to the Rambam?
Right. All right. So you see, like Ram, not like. Right. So you see, first of all, you see not like the Minchas Chinuch, right? And when the Rambam said in the very next halacha, mitzvah lachazar al shamalek, and he didn't take for avad zichram is to be taken literally. Lo avad zichram. They're still out there. So the question is, if so, right, where are they? Right? What is the chiluk between them and the 7 nations that we say because they intermarried, they're gone? So we say in the Parsha Zohar, what we read, just on Shabbos, Vaya b'neach Hashem alkecha l'cha mikol oivecha misaviv, right? Timcha zecher, when Hashem will give you rest from all your nations around you, right? Then you should blot out the name of Amalek. So that means Amalek is not bichlal kol oivecha misaviv. He's not part of that klal. Right? We have peace. We are resting from kol oivecha misaviv. Right? Amalek is not bichlal kol oivecha misaviv. But then this gives a bigger question. So where is he? If he's not misaviv, he's not around you, where is he? Right. Now, l'maaseh, this is alluded to, the Megillah, which is written Baruch HaKodesh, but nonetheless, the Baruch HaKodesh, but they took inspiration from the Chumash. If you notice, there's this pattern in the Psukim of the Megillah. V'noach me'oivehem, like Baneach Hashem, kecha mikol oivecha misav, noach me'oivehem, v'harog b'sonehem. Right? They rested from their enemies and they killed those who hate them. So there's a difference between oyev and soine. That we had menucha from the oivim, mikol oivecha misaviv, like it says in Parshat Tetzei, and v'harog b'sonehem. What's the difference between an oyev and a soine? Right? So we find that the term oyev, right, in Chazal is not always someone that, it's not a mortal enemy. It says, Ki yidabru oivim b'shar, afilu av u'bno v'arav v'talmido, kishemidabra locha nasim oivim zelazed. Gemara Makkos, right? They become, when you learn, talking learning, so they Ki yidabru oivim b'shar, right? They, difference of opinion, even a father and son and a Rebbe and Tal, when they learn Torah, nasim oivim, but then enam zazim misham ad shenasim oivim zelazed, shenemar vohev basufa. At the end, they become as much as they fought, as much they reconcile, they become lovers. And now that there's a meditation Shir Hashem v'diglo olai ahava, HaKadosh Baruch Hu raises the banner of love. For who he raised the banner of love? Those are those alogei safa, those who slur their speech, and instead of saying v'ahavtas Hashem Elokecha, they slur and they say v'oyavta, right? Of course, nonetheless, he loves them also, even though they slur their speech and they say something disrespectful. But it's very interesting that oyev and ohev go together, right? That's sometimes adversity, right? When you reconcile the adversity, you become even closer. What? There you go. I mean, they're having a machlokas over a particular issue, right? Land or a particular ideological issue, they have a machlokes, right? And when they reconcile that machlokes, they might be even closer than any two people that never fought ever before, right? They have an issue, right? They have an issue to resolve. A sonay wants you dead. Just wants you dead because he wants you dead. Your very existence he views as a threat to himself. Right? Right? All our adversaries, quickly made peace with us. Right? Like Rubi Lasi Lavo, Amalek never makes peace. He's a Sinai. Right? So now with this, it said, I heard a beautiful word from Yochanan Zweig many years ago when I learned by him back in decades ago. He said like this. The Gemara says that Esther, when she said Ish Tsar V'oyev, she pointed at Achashverosh. And then came a Malach and moved it Haman Arazeh. How did Chazal know that? Where's the rumors in the pasuk that she first was pointed at Achashverosh? They say this very good because it says Oyev, Ish Tsar V'oyev. The adversity that Jews have with Parson, with Oyev, right? But it said Oyev. Haman is not an Oyev; he's a Soine. As a Ish Tsar V'oyev, she's pointed at Achashverosh, because that's the type of adversity that there is between Yidden and Stam Goy. Haman Arazeh. Right? But to go a little bit deeper, right? And this gets into more the understanding of the Soine anti-relationship with that which he hates, right? So he said that Kol Oivechas Misaviv. So we have a simple spatial problem. Right? Where is Amalek? Where is his place in reality? If he's not Misaviv, he's not Bechlal Oivecha Misaviv, where is he? He wants our place in reality. The pasuk says, right? Bereshis Barakim, Bereshis B'shvil Yisroel Shenikru Reshis. Right? Oof. Tzvi, right on. Right? It's got to be the meatballs. It's the meatballs. It's the meatballs. Right. Reshis going on. So we're taught in physics, right? There's infinite points on a plane. Right? There's infinite points on a plane. There's room for everybody in God's world. Problem is there's only one center. One center. And also in time, there's infinite points of time. But there's only one first. Am Yisrael is that Rashis. Problem is, Amalek wants that place on the board. He wants our place. He's not happy being Misaviv. Misaviv, you can reconcile with that. He doesn't want to be. He wants our place. He wants to be the Rashis. Right? Right? And that's why, because he wants our place in reality. It's not the pshat. He knows his place on the board. We know our place. We have, let's say, a machlokas about the square in the middle, how to divide it up. All right, that's how you can make, you can reconcile. Right? He wants our place in reality. Right? And that's why it's either us or him. Because there are no two ratios. There's no two centers. Right? If the points are played, he doesn't want to be me. He wants our place in reality. Exactly. Calls it. Right. He can't handle it. Like nothing is worth anything. He wants our place in reality. Right? And it's like one Jew doesn't bow down to him, occupying that space that he wants in reality. Right? And that's why he can't be civil the existence of a Jew, taking up his space where he wants to be, his role that he wants to play in life. So there's a davar niflamo when Bilam said Reishis Goyim Amalek, that he is the first amongst nations competing for Kodesh Yisroel Hashem Reishis Vasa Bereishis Yisroel Shnikru Reishis, competing for that spot, but competing mamish, but putting up a heavy competition. Because Am Yisrael has a duality. Am Yisrael has a duality. We are a nation in our own right, but we're also meant to be Or Lagoyim. We're also supposed to be leaders, those that lead, and set, the beacon of light for all nations. All nations ultimately are meant to, join us, and be, subservient to Am Yisrael, not to be separate nationalities, right? Right. So the Amalek has that koach also. Right. Amalek, has the power to stir up the head of the nations. Right. Be a leader. Right. As it were, manipulate all the nations to follow his lead. Right. Just like Am Yisrael could have that effect on the whole wide world, and we're meant to be, right, to be a influencer. Right. And we have to say, make Am Yisrael great again. Right. We're going to. That's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving Hanhaga to Trump, because it's make Am Yisrael great again. Don't get me started, but Rav Moshe once told us in Shir, Rav Moshe Shapira, right? This is one of his big, for lack of a better word, rants. That we're supposed to be the greatest nation on earth. It feels like a different people. That which went through Purim, that which went through Pesach. It feels like a different people, like people from fairy tales. I feel like those people that had these unbelievable experiences. Right? This is like in Shir. If anyone ever was Maramas, this, half the Shir would go on this. So he told us a story once, and he was almost crying. He said, he used to spend time in Or Samech, and they had a Russian program. Right? And there was one bacher had been there already for like 2 years or more. It made excellent progress. So he told us that this bacher said, asked him, and Yechol Shlot Rav Sheila, ask you a question. He said, Avani mo lo naim li. I'm not comfortable with asking this question. No, ciao b'ni, ciao, al tfachet. Right? Ze bemet nachon she'atorah ze or gadol. It's true that the Torah is a big light. Is that true? He said, yeah. נכון, כן. אז למה כולם פה אידיוטים?
lama כולם what? Idiots. I'm sorry. We're all fools.
Well, so why is everyone here an idiot? So he started banging on the table. Lama kulam idiotim! Yeah. Right, to make Am Yisrael great again. But anyway, Am Yisrael could be this, nation that has a global influence. Amalek has that koach also. He's mamish competing, right? He has that koach to stir up the head of nations, right? And this, the Ramchal in Kinas Hashem Tzvakas is medayik. The pasuk says, "Vayachlosh Yoshua es Amalek ves Amo lefi Chorev." Yoshua weakened Amalek and his nation by the sword. Well, what's this double lashon? Amalek and his nation. Says the Ramchal. Right? Amalek has a duality to him. He's a nation in his own right? But he's also the side of Reishis Goyim. He is the headspace. He could be the ideologue of the whole wide world of all nations. So Yoshua weakened his nationhood and also his concept, but he still remained Zecher Amalek. Ki mocho emcha Zecher Amalek mitachas hashamayim. Right? The Zecher Amalek, Zecher, It's very interesting. Why does the Torah talk about that? That lashon. Timcha zecher Amalek. It doesn't say Rashis Amim. It just says hachreim tachrimim. Wipe them out. Over here, blot out the zecher Amalek. Zecher, a zikaron, a memory, is a concept. Right? Amalek has two levels to his existence. He's a nation in his own right, sometimes, but he's also a concept. And it's a concept like a virus that could take over the head of any nation. Right? So right? Yoshua weakened Amalek ves Amo, and the aspect of Am went all downhill from there. In the days of Shaul, they were like a small nation. Shaul wiped them down to one person, Agag. And ever since then, they haven't been a nation. Since Shaul did a whammy on them, right? But he left Agag alive, right? And then since then, Haman was a Persian. He had a Persian passport. He was a full Persian citizen, right? Amalek wasn't an Am anymore in the days of Mordechai and Esther. They weren't B'chinas Am, right? But there's the B'china of Zecher Amalek, right? They have a conceptual existence, mamish like an evil twin to Am Yisrael, that we're a nation in our own right. Like Ted said, Am Yisrael high, right?
Said that?
Yes, he did. He did. Right?
That's so
Yeah, Am Yisrael high. Right. Was high, right? Am Yisrael high.
You know that in the Arch of Titus,
Yeah.
Rome,
Hey, I'm gonna need you again. Oh, he's a man.
in the Arch
It's-
of Titus, there is someone describing Am Yisrael Chai over there.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
They probably cleaned it up by now. When I was in Rome, they engraved it in.
All right.
Chai.
Right. So the word is like this. So that's what it means over here. That Amalek is still out there as a concept. And that's what it means in the Megillah. Yoshuv machsheves Haman harosha al rosha. Right. L'ashivas hasfarim machsheves Haman. It's mentioned a few times. The thought of Haman. The books of the thought of Haman. It's 2 or 3 times in the Megillah. Gzeras Haman. Machsheves Haman. Right? The pshat is that the koach of Amalek that's still out there, it's special for the nation of Amalek, that there isn't by the Shivas Amim are only a nation. So once they intermarried, they're bottled from Metzias. Amalek that has a conceptual existence, but so Zecher Amalek, who's still out there, they're the koach of Machshava, that could go and infiltrate the mind of any nation and incite them to genocide. That's the klipa of Amalek. That's their call. That klipa is called Zecher Amalek. They have the call to ratius to grab the roish, to grab the headspace of any nation.
Spread around.
Right? And that's why.
You say genocide because they were the first to attack Israel, and as if they jumped into that,
Right.
A hot bath.
That's
Is
what
that,
people.
is that the idea?
That's
people say that's
Almost
what
like
Nazis-
suicide.
what?
That's what
Yeah,
people say.
no, I mean Nazis, not necessarily the German people. Nazis are Amalek.
Germania, the building going state would be Germania, you know that.
Your mom is
Yeah.
It's going, it says Germania is Amalek.
Right. So that's the So that's the and that's how the right the right. The Amalekim, even though they seemingly should not exist, right? Because they want a place in existence that is already occupied by us, right? But that's not a kasha, right? Because they're a concept, right? They're not a nation anymore. They're zecher. Timcha is zecher amod. They're b'chinas zecher, not b'chinas am, right? They're a concept.
What's their platform? What are they advocating?
Bernie
Mission
Sanders.
statement. What's their mission statement?
It's honest.
They want to be racist. That's their platform. Is racist.
No,
Right.
they want to get up on the stage, but once they get on the stage, what is it?
But
they want to
they're
do?
willing to use anything.
Wipe out the
Haman was definitely from Amalek.
Right?
So the not the nation, but the progeny is still there.
The project is still there, but not everyone that has DNA of Amalek is necessarily an Amaleki. They've intermarried, but the klipa pops up wherever it pops up. You can be sure wherever it pops up, there's probably a genealogical connection. But,
Oh, you want to
Right.
And it makes sense because it's
Right.
Won't get up from there.
No, it's fine.
Yesterday, tomorrow, I'm turning in.
All right, fine. We just got started, you know. It's just, so come by tomorrow. Come by tomorrow. Ari's coming at 10:30.
That's all. Why you and him? It's alone.
Well, no, you know, he doesn't care. You know, I just start, then he starts. I just show him what, and then
Oh, really?
you know how it goes. You know how it goes.
And listening to an election was really fascinating. That
Yeah.
there are 3 letters in
Uh-huh.
Megillah which are smaller. Instead of the top, the kapal or something like that. And that's the year that the 10 Nazis were hung.
With your name is that?
Yisroel,
1948.
thin men.
Very like a last
Further, my favorite, thank you for coming by.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right, bye.
It's a weekend by tomorrow.
Come by. It's all day, and it's Ma'amorim and stories, and then you can give us more stories about Reb Shlomo. All right, so come by tomorrow. It's our chef.
Also, pleasure.